Our destination is the stars.
Hello, I'm Shane Thomas. This is the Sci-Fi Roundtable podcast. Today we are reading the preamble from The Brittle Riders by Bill McCormick. Above, an olive-backed forest robin leapt from its perch, singing its happy song to the new day while letting its unbridled joy gleefully echo above the treetops. A fox kestrel heard the song and shared its joy, albeit for slightly different reasons. It swooped down from on high, snagged the robin, killed it, and began eating the tasty delicacy as it flew into the beautiful African dawn. Below, a servant noticed drops of blood and a tiny feather on the napkins. He quickly discarded them into the nearby trash receptacle, replaced them with new finery, and silently cursed outdoor parties again. Later, servants' curses or no, it was a beautiful night for a party. The two halves of the long desecrated moon were in full light. The winds off the Kalahari plains were dry and refreshing. Delicate Zen music wafted across the fountainade and pool. The revelers stood around, sipping salmonid brandy, silently sizing up each other's spouses. The nude waiters and waitresses were just decadent enough to entertain, but not enough to earn extra money. The buffet was huge, stretching almost 30 meters. There was food and drink from every culture in attendance, displayed across its wide expanse. All in all, you would not guess this evening would signal the end of civilization. However, apocalypses are funny that way. Edward Q. Rhoda was hosting the extravaganza in question, a brilliant geneticist and avowed hedonist who wintered in Africa. Of course, this home was neither as large nor ornate as the one back in his native Brazil, but it would have to do for the evening. He had moved a large part of his laboratory here to finish his latest work. This work was going to make him a hit at the party world. It would also serve to make him even richer. Neither thought dismayed him. He entered from the veranda onto the deck next to the fountainade wearing a transparent gray robe. His 3 husbands and 5 wives walked beside him. They all wore filmy white gowns and high-heeled strapless shoes. Resembling dissolute angels, they glided down the stairway. Local gossip had it that Edward was looking for another husband. With what he was revealing through his robe, everyone agreed he should have no problem getting what he wanted. His ebon frame was firm and proportioned generously in all areas of interest. An aide brought out a large cart covered with a deep blue cloth. There were no decorations on its shimmering fabric. The effect made the cart even more mysterious, like a magician's appliance, and everyone knew Edward disdained magic. Without saying a word, aides lifted the cover to reveal 3 large seals who had arms and legs. No one remembers exactly how they recognized the creatures as seals, but everyone did. They were released from their cage, stood, stretched, and walked over to the pool. They jumped in, swam around for just a bit, and then pulled themselves out. Their arms and legs were heavily muscled, their skin sleek and glistening. However, before anyone could ask why Edward would create creatures such as these, because it was obvious he had, one of the seals asked for a towel. Several people fainted. The rest applauded. Edward had done it again. This party would be a legend. Before the end of the night, 6 government agencies had requested more information on the creatures, and 2 had provided hefty down payments. Edward knew his creations would be perfect for difficult underwater research and exploration of the newly found geothermal sites under the polar ice caps. The fact that they could speak would help them communicate what they had seen and enable researchers to be more explicit in their directions. These were all laudable achievements to Edward and his guests. Ever since the Plato Wars, it had been illegal to create any artificial intelligence. Edward's creations sidestepped the myriad limitations. They weren't artificial. They were organic hybrids designed to assist humans. The fact that they were also sentient beings who could be bought and sold didn't seem to bother anyone. After all, it isn't like they were human. It was a good year for Rhoda Industries, LLC. Several other species of genopods, as the marketing department called them, were created to help with specialized tasks. Each helped relieve the workload for the dwindling human race and enable everyone to have even more free time. The party continued. Prosperity reigned. Happy thoughts abounded, and Edward Q. Rhoda was wealthier than several countries, and perhaps most important to him, invited to all the best parties. All of this would have been fine except for one thing. Edward didn't stop there. Hell, he didn't even slow up. Fascinated by Greek mythology, he began fusing genes from his husbands and wives with bull and bat DNA, respectively. He mixed and matched molecules like a demented child mixing paints. If said demented child had the benefit of $1 billion lab and nanotechnology to bind the results into a cohesive whole, that is. He had discovered the trick to making transgenic beings, and thus having them certified as property, was to create them with 52 chromosomes instead of the usual 46. Legally, they were listed as pseudo-humans and granted no rights.